KShar here. I'm the founder of Persian Cooking Academy and author of From Persia to Tarantulas. This is the second portion or the second segment of Valentine's video. We talked about love and relationship last time, and I have few comments here. Jane, Honey, and there are a number of you who have left me inspiring messages. I appreciate that. There is one in particular that I would like to address. If you recall, I told you that we go over the emails and we go back and forth and talk about the comments that you have if they need to be answered. There is a comment that Robert had made regarding this video. I would read his comment for you. I was a big fan of yours until you made your comment about following your heart. That is extremely disrespectful toward women when you say these are the type of a woman who have 3 or 4 kids and don't know who the father is. I thought you were someone who did not judge people. We'll talk about that. I thought you were someone who was about peace, love, and respect. Seems like you judge people without knowing them or the situation. And he goes on about the comment. What I want to talk about is that I know the situation. Everything that we talk about comes from our feelings and where our mind is and what and how sensitive we are on the subject. To me, bringing up or giving birth or making children is a big responsibility. So for you to understand why I said what I said is to know where I come from. I am so in touch with single women who are supporting their children and the father is out of the picture. I know how it feels because I have gone from foster home, not myself, but I have visited foster homes and seen children who go from foster home to another foster home looking to be loved. I have a friend who is 40 years old and has 3 kids. Respectful father. And he gave his all to bring his kids the right way. And he's still looking to find who his father is. For you and I, or people who are not in touch with these or think that we are not in touch, this may be just words, but these are my feelings. Because I know, I mean, I'm so sensitive about this issue of bringing children to this world and not respecting them enough to devote your life or commit your life to them. There is always 2 sides to anything that can happen. When I said follow your heart, that doesn't mean that you should not follow your heart. There are so many times that I follow my heart and it takes me where I need to go. But most of the people who are sexually involved always think that they are following their heart. Those are the people that I was talking about. The people who have no respect for that child that they bring to this world and do not feel any responsibility toward that child. I did not mean to disrespect anyone. And as far as judging, when we judge people or people like yourself, it makes me grow. It makes me learn. we always have choice in things that we do in life. I always feel for the people who are less fortunate than others. But this situation of relationship is what we're talking about here. In a relationship, when you follow your heart, or you follow your lust, or you follow where you're going without thinking that what the consequences will be, and if I am willing to live with the consequences. I know people who have brought children to this world and committed their life. They are in a relationship, but they are sticking into that relationship because the childs are minor and they are flipping burgers to support them. And there are people who bring children to this world and just leave them and go about their own life and become a multimillionaire. These are two different sides of the coin. Which one you respect more? That's a matter of opinion. Which one is right? That's a matter of opinion. There is nothing wrong when it comes to relationship, as long as you're honest, as I said, about why you are in that relationship. There is nothing wrong if you say, I'm in this relationship because of lust or because of money, as long as you communicate that with your partner. Then it's my choice to decide if I want to be in that relationship or not. And this relationship may be a very happy relationship. I'm here to help to show and bring about happiness into a relationship. I'm not here to say what's right or what's wrong. There is nothing wrong for the person who is in a relationship for money and the partner accepts that and they both are in it and they are happy and they both have the same goal. When becomes a problem is that you are in a relationship for money, but you say or pretend that you're in it for respect, and not only you don't get the respect, you won't even get the money. So having said that, I would like to talk about Valentine's Day now. Valentine's Day is a day that you may have been waiting for a year. I remember last time or last year when I talked about Valentine's Day, a lady emailed me and told me that I have such a long list that if I get 50% of what I've asked for, I'll be happy. If I make a comment about this, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just telling you how I feel about this particular statement. If your list is that long that you don't even believe your partner can fulfill that list, then why do you write it? Why do you put him in a position to feel belittled because he cannot give you everything that you want? Wouldn't it be better just put yourself in his place and say what his capabilities are, and this is what I want. There are women, there are people who are in a relationship, and when the Valentine's Day comes, they may get a punch in the face instead of a dozen of roses. I feel for those people. I feel for the child who Valentine's Day comes and he has no one to hug him and hold him and tell him that how much he's loved. That may be my problem because I'm sensitive to these issues. But I do respect a person who brings a child to this world and lives and devotes his life to take care of that child. It's not a matter of how much money you have or what you make or what you give. It's all a matter that you're there and you're committed and feel responsible for the decisions that you make in your life. So now, let us assume that we've got about few days, maybe a week or so to Valentine's Day. I want you to think, why do I need this relationship, the relationship that you're in? What does this relationship give me that makes me stay in this relationship? And be honest about it. I'm in this relationship because of my kids. That's a perfect reason. I'm not happy, but I'm in it because of my kids. I'm going to stay in this relationship till my kids are all grown up. Then I would go my own way if things are not better. I respect that. Why do I need to pretend that I'm in this relationship because of love when there is no love? Because the first person who realizes your motive is the man or the woman who is in it with you. Be honest about it. Now let's decorate ourselves, decorate our thoughts, and decorate our place for this beautiful moment that we have been waiting for a whole year. First, excuse me, let me get to know myself a little better. That's how you decorate yourself. You grow. What do I need to be, or what do I need to have? Love is one of the most important things in life. We all need attention, and we want to capture each other's attention, especially if we are in a relationship. In order to capture your partner's attention, you have to know your partner and his needs. As I said in the last video, there is price tag on everything. So if my goal is to be in this committed relationship because of my children, well, the price tag is that I may not have or not be as happy as I should have been otherwise. Am I willing to live with that price tag? Am I willing to sacrifice 10, 15 years of my life because I have brought a couple children to this world? That should give you happiness. So you should not be unhappy in this relationship because you think of the reason that you're in that relationship. That is the way you think and you look at life. As I said numerous times, don't think about what you want. Think about what you have and why you have it. And then you will be able to pursue and achieve your goals, which is happiness. The main goal is to be happy in a relationship. So a dozen of roses may be as thoughtful as a diamond ring. A dozen of roses maybe show my feelings as much as a diamond ring does. I'm going to tell you, as I've said, story of my life whenever it comes the time to talk about it. I'm not into giving gifts or spending a lot of money on particular days like Valentine's Day, Christmas, happy birthday, or times like that. But I remember them, or I used to. Now that I'm getting older, I'm quite forgetful. One of the gifts that I gave my wife, this maybe you can think, and do it for Valentine's Day. I hate to take pictures, but I did take a picture of my wife. And I made a comment and wrote at the bottom of the picture how I feel about her. I framed it. That was her Valentine's Day gift. That was something I gave her 25 years ago, and it's still sitting in the house to date. And every time that I'm a little bit off, I see that picture is moving with my feelings. She puts it in somewhere that I can see it. Another gift that I gave her for her birthday, I wrote her a piece of poetry, and I decorated the page, and I framed it and gave it to her. That doesn't say that I do not give other gifts, but these are the meaningful gifts. These are the gifts that would last, and you always see, and doesn't cost much. It shows your feelings, your emotion, and your love. The reason I did this because she is the type who likes that. I remember once for her birthday, I gave a big bash party. But so many people, I just went all the way out because I always wanted somebody to give me a party like that for my birthday. And she's the type who doesn't like to give parties or have parties. She didn't talk to me all night in that party because she was disappointed that why did I give her that party. Then she learned that that's what I want. So most of the time in our life, we give our partner something that we want, thinking that probably this is what she or he wants. But the reality is, this is what we want. That does not mean that's exactly what she wants. So always be open about suggestions. Always be fair. I remember one time I gave her a car, and it was Valentine's Day, I believe. That's a long time ago. I went and got the car and I brought it in. I was so happy that, wow, she's going to go crazy when she sees this gift. She just looked at me, wondering why did I do that. I was disappointed with her reaction at the moment, at the time that this happened. Here I spent so much money, got this beautiful car, but I needed to understand why. So I asked her why. Why didn't you like the gift that I gave you? And then when I listened to her, and I realized I was wrong for choosing that gift. First of all, at that time of our life, we had 2 children, 8 and 5, and they were too young to sit in the back of a 4-door car because they could open the door. And that's something that she mentioned, that every time that I'm behind the wheel, I'm worrying about the kids back there. At that time, you could not lock the doors. You know, nowadays, you can control everything. At that time, you could not. Those are the times that there was no car seats. Another thing, I don't like the color of the car. And she's right. I bought that car because that's the only color they had. I don't like the interior. It's light, and because I have 2 kids, it gets dirty. And she was right. So instead of getting upset, I realized that what I did deserved that kind of reaction. So there is no room for anger. There is no reason. And then I told her that I made a mistake and will go and get what you want. There was nothing wrong with that. So I could have gotten very temperamental and really got upset, and why did not you appreciate what I have given you? But when you really look at the whole picture and you talk about it and you communicate, This is the most important thing in any relationship. You become to realize that you may be wrong sometime. At the time that I made the decision, I thought it was the right decision. But now it's two of us. So always keep in mind, the gift that you give is the gift that is expected to be received. Simply because you spend a lot of money on the gift, that doesn't mean that it's going to hit the home run. You're going to hit a home run. No. There are so many times that you spend so much money, but you will not get the return that you want. So, I wish you all a very pleasant Valentine's Day. Now that you have got yourself all ready, you need to make your partner welcome and loved that day. So your environment has to be ready. And the environment is for you to be calm, not have any tension, be ready, and know that when he opens the door or she opens the door and comes in, he may not be in a mood that you expect him or her to be. Leave some room for that. Talk about it. Don't ever think that it's wrong to ask questions. The time may be wrong. I did not ask my wife the very same day, why didn't you like the car I gave you? I asked her next day, very lovingly. And she appreciated my concern about the situation. And when she thought that I was doing something to remedy the situation, she loved me more. And she appreciated that. Make sure that you get everyone who's around you feel that they're loved, not only on Valentine's Day, but every day to come. We will talk about how to choose a partner. We will talk about how to love one another. And we will talk about how we need to take the proper steps toward happiness. Have a happy life and a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you.